Hi, everybody. It's Coach Ron Tunick. I'm so honored that you would come to our show called The Business of Life. And it's a show about you, about your life, about the things that you're thinking about, working on, family, politics, health, cars, all the things that we have to deal with every day. And maybe a little sports once in a while, huh? Coach will talk about a little bit of sports. So let's get started. We're going to talk a little business today, too.
Honky tonks and pretty women. Lord, I'm
Second segment is going to be jobs. So I'm so honored. You are listening to the show, and I'm getting great feedback on Facebook, and you text me and email me, and you support my sponsors. That's really one of the great things. So thank you. The show is called The Business of Life, and thanks for tuning in at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays. A lot of new stuff to talk about today. One of my dear friends, we have coffee 2 or 3 days a week over at Starbucks. If you want to join us, we're over there next to the, what's that place, Corner Bakery here?
Corner Bakery.
Corner
Bakery.
Closer to the microphone.
Sure.
This is my friend, Harry Manfredini from Chicago. He actually lives here now. I have no idea where he lives, but he lives here in Southern California. I don't want to give out his location because for security reasons. And this is a famous composer. You are famous.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody that gets a check the size of Publishing Clearinghouse every 3 months.
Yeah, they come with the balloons and everything.
I love that. So you composed Friday the 13th, something Iron Eagle 3, which I think I did see with Lou Gossett Jr., right?
Right.
Swamp Thing.
Right. Adrian Barbeau. You must have seen that.
No. How about the Deep Star Thing?
Deep Star 6.
And then so many television shows on the Lifetime channel. Yeah. So I'm so curious about this one thing. You're talking to somebody or looking at somebody that has very little talent, but for whatever talent I have, I've maximized it out. I am so jealous of people like you that can compose and write. So do you hear the song? If I said, well, you're going to do a jingle for my other group, right?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I think it's a good possibility.
Why don't you, did you ever see 2.5 Men?
Sure.
You could become Charlie. You could be the guy that does.
Look, I've got the shirt on right now.
Charlie.
It's kind of a Charlie shirt.
It is, but you could do jingles for everybody in the community.
Yeah.
Let's start something. If you want a jingle, call me. I'll give
me a jingle. There you go. That's a really old reference. You're too young for that.
I have no talent to even come up with a little song or something. So where does this come from? Where does this ability to, when did it start? 8, 9?
Probably even before that. I for some reason or other, I always heard music in my head. Like I'm Italian, first of all. I think we figured that part out.
That's lucky.
And I started taking music lessons when I was 6.
Wow.
And of course, when you're Italian and you're 6, you learn to play the accordion. So I started out on the accordion, and I just watched movies even when I was a little kid, and for some reason or other, music in the movies really spoke to me from very, very young age. My father was a huge Italian opera fan, so I heard a lot of Puccini. My brother was into jazz, progressive jazz, so I heard a lot of Stan Kenton and stuff like that. So that's kind of like where my ears were that very young. And from the time I was maybe 7 or 8, just like you just said, being a film composer was something I always wanted to do. It just took me forever to get going.
So how does it, first of all, can I mention Andrew Bocelli? Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can mention him.
Can I?
Beautiful.
I love his, unbelievable. So how does this happen? So now when you watch a movie, does stuff pop into your brain just watching?
When I'm hired to compose it? Yes, it does. I can hear it almost all the time. Even when I was a kid, when I would play in my mind, I'd be scoring what I was doing. If I was playing baseball
Listen to me. Good. We're doing a show on the next segment called Jobs. So start thinking about that.
All right, well, okay.
I need a jingle.
You need a jingle?
Could turn into a movie. We could wind doing a Jobs movie.
A Jobs movie?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Jaws
I don't know.
Jobs.
I'm going to think about it.
Jobs, like Tora.
So Friday the 13th, that's like one of the most famous movies of all time. So somebody calls you up and says, Harry, we're going to do a movie called Friday the 13th.
Well, at that time believe it or not, Friday the 13th was about the 4th movie I scored. I probably I've done about 150.
Wow.
But There was a friend, I was doing children's films. I started out doing children's films. In New York, this is why we ended up talking about jingles.
Yeah.
When I was in New York, I lived in New York for 10 years, and I was doing anything. You know, I was doing jingles, I was doing records, and I started doing children's films. A friend of mine, I had done a children's film for him, and he said, hey, I know this guy, Sean Cunningham, who's doing this movie. Maybe you could do it for him. And I said, great. So I go and meet him, and we did 2 children's films, one about baseball and one about soccer, neither of which did very well. But, you know, I got paid and, you know, put food on the table and stuff like that. Finally, one day I was sitting in the restaurant with Sean, and he said to me, I'm going to make this movie called Friday the 13th, and you're going to score it. And I'm going, okay, fine, good. I didn't know anything about it. Frankly, when I saw it, I just went, people are going to watch this? This is actually something. But I figured the movie out really well and came up with this one sound that everybody knows from Friday the 13th. And I ended up doing 8 of the first 10.
Wow.
And so, but anyway, and it sort of put me on the map. From that point on, I was kind of pigeonholed as horror guy, but then I moved around. I did,
Horror movies are popular, and Friday the 13th plays somewhere probably every day, somewhere in the
God,
world.
I hope so, because that's where those Ed McMahon checks come from.
Oh my God, big checks with the balloons.
Big checks with the balloons, the cars.
How fun to be able to do that.
Right.
So when
It's
you
hard to fold up, though. You put it in your wallet. It's crazy.
Well, just take it into the bank. Let me take it in the bank for you. Talking to Harry Manfredini, very famous composer, did Friday the 13th, Iron Eagle, and a whole bunch of other stuff. On the show we call The Business Life, I'm your coach, Coach Ron Tunick, on the fabulous station, one of the best radio stations in America, KHTS AM 1220. You can listen to us on hometownstation.com. And if you're interested, podcast tonight, just go to hometownstation.com and hit podcast. So now you're working on, well, our deal, jobs, but I can't give it away just yet. But what else are you working on? You have to write something by tomorrow.
No,
Did I misinterpret that?
You did. I said I've got to write tomorrow, and you went like, "What are you writing?" I'm writing every day. I mean, right now.
You write the words?
No, I don't write
just
lyrics.
The music,
just music.
the notes.
Only when I really need to. I try to do lyrics.
The notes.
Just the music part.
Wow.
I wish we could hook up to the internet here, because we could be playing stuff and while we're talking, because I've done all kinds of films. But yeah,
I wish I was one of Donald Trump's sons. So
I wish you were one of Donald Trump's sons too.
So you can wish all you want.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen.
We could be huge.
I don't know. Justin has a microphone. I don't know. Maybe he can do something. I don't know. If Justin's in the mood, he can do anything. If he's not in the mood,
well, I don't know.
He doesn't want to do
I asked him if he
what
could
kind
play
of mood,
something
Justin, what kind of
from
mood?
the internet.
You have a live microphone. What kind of mood do you want? What kind of mood are you in, Justin? And this is a big time composer.
I have to go ask my boss now. I didn't have time before we got here.
Well, we're prepared. I'll have Harry come back. But maybe you could work on something for our listeners.
I'll figure it out.
You're listening on 1220 KHTS. So somebody called you up and they want you to do something.
Right.
So give us how do you do it?
Well, I mean, it all depends on what it is. If it's
Can you give it away? What do they want you to do a commercial? What is it? Movie?
Rarely do I do a commercial anymore. I'm basically doing film scores and TV shows.
Harry, there's money in commercials.
There's a lot of money in commercials, and I'd be more than happy to do.
Do you have a booking agent?
I have an agent who gets me films and things like that, but not necessarily commercials. What I'm working on right now is Friday the 13th is kind of like the mafia. It never goes away. You can't get out of it. I mean, after doing all the pictures, now they're getting ready to do a.
Well, it's like saying you played shortstop for the Yankees. It means something.
Well, I mean, there's a TV series that I'm probably going to do, but right now there's something called Friday the 13th.
Can we do it together?
The game, yes. You and I, we would be pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's something I can do together.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go like this. Ready?
Yeah.
Like take the first 2 letters of kill, K-I, okay? And then the first 2 letters like ma, okay? And I want you to go like this. Ma.
What? Are you on drugs or something? I can't do that. I don't have that kind of talent.
Every time that happens, I get a nickel.
So
I just made a nickel.
Oh my God! So you write the notes. I mean, I'm an ex-drummer, so I get if somebody has a.
I even write the drum part. I write everything.
Stop it!
Yes, I do. I will not stop it. I write everything. Yes.
Wow. I don't even know where to start. I mean, you're to me, you're like a genius. To me, you're like somebody that I look up to.
Well, I'm shorter than you are. Hey,
Yeah.
look!
What just went off? Is that an Apple Watch?
I just got.
People can't see. Well, they can see it on YouTube next week. What kind of watch is that?
It's
you have money. See, you can buy anything you want. You got money.
Right.
You got a watch. You're listening to the Business of Life on KHTS.
Evidently, someone's watching the show and just said, "That's funny."
Harry Manfredini.
Somebody just sent me an email and said, "That's funny."
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
He's done all kinds of stuff on TV, the Lifetime channel. Quit looking at people that are
it's
we
funny.
have thousands of listeners. This is a very popular
I'll
radio show.
I'll tell you who this guy is, and I'll give him a plug because it's something that we do together. You asked me one time, do I play any instruments?
Yeah.
And when I was in Chicago, when I was in New York, because you used to play record hops and things.
Yes,
when you were,
I did.
I was playing in high school. I was playing 6 record hops a week. I
never did 6, but I would do 3 sometimes.
I didn't even have socks in my sock drawer. It was just all money. It was really great. And I spent it on a Citroen, and that was a big mistake.
Did you really drive a Citroen?
Yeah,
That's sick.
I had 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That really tells me what kind of person you are.
Right. I had 2 Jaguars, too.
You'll never be back on the show. Ever be back on the show. But I always wondered what kind of person drove that car.
Oh, they're so cool. You have to get one sometime.
Made in France.
Yeah, right.
Do they make them anymore?
Yes, they do. I had the old ones, but I mean, when you
and
open...
the car was ahead of its time, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a space thing. So, I mean, it rode on air and oil. There were no springs. And it was really weird. When you opened up the engine, there wasn't one thing in there you could recognize as an engine part.
I remember the car.
Yeah, it was a riot.
So back to your Italian heritage. Was your mom a good cook?
Oh,
what was your?
Please, yes.
Was that like? What was that? Stupendous. So, what was your favorite meal?
Well, we made homemade raviolis all the time.
Stop it.
Okay, I can do it. I can make you some if you want.
Seriously? No,
yeah,
I would pay you.
I got the whole recipe.
I have money. I would pay you.
All right.
No, if you could bring ravioli, come over and see us at Starbucks. We're there in the morning.
Yeah, nothing like 8:30 in the morning, a nice dish
8:30?
of ravioli to get you going.
Yeah, really. So back to your composing.
Right.
So how long does it take you to do? If I called you up and said we're doing a movie called Jobs, 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 do we tell you exactly everything about the movie? I mean, do you have to know like every line? What do you have to know to compose the music?
Typically, first of all, I usually get the movie when it's finished. In other words, the movie.
Seriously?
Yeah, the movie is, there's no music.
Right.
Sometimes there's temp music,
Right.
but there's no music. And then I watch it by myself, I watch it with the director, and we do what's called spot it. Like, I want music there, or I want music there. Could you help me here? Or I would say, I think there should be music here. And he goes, well, I don't think so. And I'll go, well, let me write something. If you don't like it, you can just take it out. I mean,
the music that you compose on Friday the 13th makes me pull the covers up over my head.
Right.
It's like
Well, that's the
that's
idea.
the whole movie. I mean, the music is unbelievable in that movie.
Being a film composer and just being a composer is a completely different thing. I mean, a film composer your job is to help tell that story, to create the feelings and that the
Yes.
director wants, that the writer wants. So I'm really, sometimes just one note works.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes it needs, a lot of notes. But what I'm saying is
You better make our new project, Jobs, 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 with your jingle.
You know what I think we should do? We should plug that Jobs, Jobs, Jobs thing a few more times before,
Well, I'm going to plug you. Harry Manfredini is my wonderful guest. I'm going to have you back because you're fun. You're actually fun. You're more fun on the radio than you are at Starbucks.
I'm not really that much fun, am I?
You're fun on the radio.
Okay, well.
So what was your mom's name?
My mom's name was Josephine.
And dad?
Lorenzo.
And did you have brothers and sisters?
I had a brother, his name was Lorenzo too.
Well, did he do anything in music?
He played bass. He played bass for a long time.
And you played saxophone?
I played the saxophone. But let me get my plug. Since we're plugging Jobs, 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 I should plug something too.
Go, plug
Everybody
it.
who
plug
lives,
it.
Everyone who lives in Santa Clarita and in this area, on Sundays, except for the second Sunday of the month, but on Sundays at the American Legion Hall, right behind
Okay,
the library.
got it.
There's something called the Blues Jam.
Oh my goodness, I will come.
I play in
will
the
be
horn
there.
section because I didn't play saxophone after I moved.
What time do you start?
It goes from 5 to 9. I usually just wander in around 6:30. I mean, we play for fun. I mean, it's not like.
So it's the American Legion Hall this Sunday?
It's every Sunday except the second Sunday of the month, and it's really good. It's just R&B and blues. It costs $5 to get in, but you get a free drink.
You can't comp me for $5?
I can comp you for $5. I'll come to your house with a big check and balloons.
Oh,
$5.
I would love to see the check you get. No, I mean, if you tell me when the check's coming in the mailbox, I would love to be there.
It's not that much.
It's not that much. Of course, it's not that much.
It's not.
His name is Harry Manfredini, and our time's almost up. But you have to come back.
Oh, please. I'd be
Well, there's
happy
so
to-
much we have to
But next time we
uncover.
come back, we'll play some music and then we'll talk about it.
Yes, and we should have been more prepared, but we will next time. Do you have hobbies? Do guys like you, are you nerdy? Are you a nerdy guy?
I am not nerdy. I'm not even that high tech, but I like
you're
to cook.
extremely
I like to
creative.
cook.
You do like to cook Italian food?
Italian
Can you
food
make?
especially.
Can you make?
The raviolis, yes.
Oh my goodness! No,
Yeah.
seriously. If you could bring raviolis in next week, really, we'll
know
become
what-
better
you know
friends.
what-
No,
you know
we
what
will
we
be-
should do?
I'll buy your coffee. I will buy your coffee at Starbucks.
You know what we should do? The next time we do a show, I can try. Maybe I'll make some raviolis, and you and I will just sit here and eat.
I don't want to be mean when I say this, but is there really a good Italian restaurant out here?
Wow.
I love Italian cooking. I just adore it.
I go to Sicily a lot. I don't.
You sit at the bar there?
I sit at the bar. I actually have my name on one of the chairs, believe it or not.
No, I do believe it.
I sit there that much.
Yeah. Now you're married, happily married. You know.
No, I'm not married. No,
Oh, so that's why you're there picking up.
I just wear this.
Meeting friends.
I wear this
Is that
to
why you're there?
keep the the scary ones away.
I thought you were married because you're wearing a wedding ring.
I know. That's what I said. I wear this to keep the scary ones away.
Keep the ones that want a paycheck.
Right. Yeah. The ones that want that check.
I get it.
The ones with the balloons.
Our show's brought to you by Lisa's Tax Service. Do you need to have
I know Lisa.
Lisa's Tax Service. She does a great job.
She does a fantastic job. I
she's-
know Lisa.
Yeah, that's fine. You've already said that.
Oh wait, did I tell you I know Lisa?
No, you said it.
Oh, okay.
Lisa's Tax Service.
Are you doing any projects that I should know about?
I'm doing
Jobs? About jobs or anything?
You're going to be doing the jingle. Why don't you and I start a jingle company? I'm serious. I could be more serious.
I think a great idea. What we should do is, you were asking me about, the two men and a, what's it called? 2 men and a.
2.5 Men.
2.5
One of
Men.
the most famous television shows of all time.
Instead of what we could do is jobs, 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 jobs. Ooh, instead of doing men, jobs, jobs.
All right.
jobs. Okay.
We have 2 minutes left.
I can't sing.
Sunday nights at American Legion Hall.
Yeah,
if you want
it's
to come and
great.
listen
It's
to jazz.
really great.
Any rock and roll or just all
No,
jazz?
it's not jazz at all. It's R&B and blues.
My wife loves jazz. I love jazz. I'm going to come down. I grew up with Dave Brubeck. You're probably too young to remember who he was.
I know a lot of Paul Desmond songs.
Yeah,
yes.
all that stuff. Yeah. So your next project, how long will it take you? You never answered the question. So a movie is done. A movie's done.
Right.
How long does it take you to write the music for a movie? How long did it take you to do Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th probably took 4 weeks.
Wow.
4 weeks is about average. When I get too much time, I usually take a week off just to get the tension
No,
up.
I get it.
But I've done them in 2.
You're a
weeks.
great radio guest. You never answered my question. Do you have any hobbies besides cooking?
I don't have
Do you
any
like
hobbies.
sports?
I love sports.
What's your favorite sport? What's your favorite
anything.
sport? I don't have time. You're going to come
I'm
back.
a Chicago
I'll have you
Cubs
back.
fan.
Sorry about that. But not this
What
year.
do you mean sorry about
Not
that?
this
We're
year.
like-
No. This
we're like
year.
running away with
this
it.
year, everybody in America is rooting for the Cubbies this year.
Everyone should.
I have an office in Naperville, so
I know.
I love Chicago.
You can get there in
I
like 6 hours if you make all the lights.
I love Chicago. His name is Harry Manfredini. He will be back on the show we call The Business of Life, and he turned out to be a great radio guest. I was worried, not worried anymore.
You were worried?
I was worried.
Why?
When you come back, though, we're going to do some of the music.
We're going to play music.
How do we do that? You'll teach us how to do that?
Well, you just sort of go to my website, harrymanfredini.com,
Nobody's
And
be able to spell that. Nobody. Why don't you have a shorter name like Harry.com?
if you just write Harry Man with an F, bam, I come up. It's
HarryManfordini.com.
And there's music there.
Music
too.
composed Friday the 13th, Iron Eagle 3, Swap Thing, Deep Star Thing, and 150 other movies. Thank you, pal, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll
My
see you.
pleasure,
You'll be
sir.
back soon. All right.
Okay.
Coming up next is Jobs, Jobs, Jobs. I have two of the great experts in the country. They came in from, I can't disclose where they came in for security reasons. They'll be on here talking about, here's the subject we're going to talk about: job struggle, the top 10 misconceptions. Underemployed. Are you underemployed? I don't know what that means. I think I know what it means. Talent. Do you have any talent? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Where to find the jobs? We're going to be talking about that. And of course, how does technology play into all this? And then maybe a little politics. The last segment about jobs is the inner city. What is going on? Why do we have such high unemployment in the inner city? We'll be right back on the show we call The Business of Life on KHTS 1220 AM.